Welcome back to One Man 5 Acres. I'm Trent. We're getting water the chickens to this morning. Still home. Got a lot to do today. Well, I got a lot to do, just stuff that doesn't really pertain to animals. So we're gonna work on the truck today a little bit, but gotta get these chickens and stuff and hogs watered. Get that out of the way. Grab the hose here. Just hanging out doing animal stuff. That's pretty much about it today. Go over here and get these chickens watered up. And I gotta do the pigs. And do some cleaning up around the house. And yeah. Things that just need to be done. That's pretty much about it. You have a nice dirt bath there? Yeah, I'll flip the camera around. So there's a chair inside the chicken coop. They like to sit on this chair. So I let them do that. And she was underneath there having a little dust bath going on. There she is. Yeah, we hear you. But yeah, just it's a beautiful day out today. It's a little hot, a little humid, but all in all, not too bad. So get these guys watered up, and then we'll move on to the pigs. All right. As you can tell, Petunia's all crashed out inside this morning. Oh, here comes Pork Chop. I hear you. We'll get you next. You can see that he's getting tusks. I don't know if it'll come out on the camera or not. All right there. Kind of see him right. Like there, you can barely just see him. Starting to come out a little bit right there on him. So everybody's just kind of lounging around out here today, taking it easy, I guess. See how the feeder's feeding. Should be doing pretty good. Now I don't have her head in the way. Yeah, see, it just keeps coming out that bottom right there where that's cut all out. It's working good. Oh yeah, definitely working good. Need to get her some more feed put in there. That's a good thing. What you doing there, Petunia? Filling up your water. Her and that tongue. She always sticks her tongue out. Don't know why. She's always got it out. See, she's definitely not in heat. This is the way she's looked for a long time now, so she has not been in heat for a long time. Because when she's in heat, she rides the fence right there. And she always turns her butt towards Pork Chop. She has not done that at all. So, as you can tell, the mud's real deep. That's why I put some dirt out here to try to bring it all up so she wouldn't be that deep into the mud. So, anyhow, hopefully she's pregnant, and just maybe I just missed the time of when she got bred. I don't know, but Looks like she's gonna lay in the mud right there. She kills me. Go on, pork chop. As you can tell, it's deep here too. I've put dirt in there to kind of dry it up some. I'd rather it be muddy in this area over here, but it's drying up. So, and I'd rather it be muddy where she's at and not so much here or over there. That's where their feed and stuff is. But wherever you have a waterer like this drum, they'll hit the button and make water and make mud. They've learned to do that. They do it all the time. I put some water there, try to get her from making it a mud pie over there. So she's digging it out, which is what I wanted her to do. So this is working out right, and then she'll lay in it and get mud on her. She's a little red in some spots, so she got a little sunburnt here and there. But she can get in the shade if she wants to. She just gets muddy and then goes over there inside her house, and then she's good to go. So she has a means of getting out of it. She is really rooting it up in there. Yeah, I'll let her do that. Pork chop, I sprayed him down a little bit. I hear you. Of course, pork chop is pork chop. He a big boy. We cut him back on his feed. He was getting really big. And he's kind of thinned down just a little bit, and that's about where I want him. I don't want him to get super huge because yeah, he doesn't need to get real big. So we're going to keep him down on his feed, even though hogs will continue to grow. But we're going to keep him slowed down a little bit. So if I was to feed him up, he'd be ready for butcher now, actually. So check on his feeder. Yep, he's out of feed. We'll give him some feed. Give him a couple scoops and he'll be good to go for the rest of the day. But none of the girls seem to be in heat. So I'm only assuming that they're caught. I haven't caught any of them in heat, and I haven't caught any of them standing like they're, you know, wanting bread or anything like that. They're not doing that. So they got to be all pregnant. I don't know, I guess time will show. And if not, pork chop, sorry bud, but you gotta start doing your job, and if you didn't get them bred, I'll give you another shot, and if you don't get it done, sausage you are. I'll have to find another one that'll do the job. So, he's a great pig. I mean, for a boar, he's probably one of the most tamest boars I've ever really been around. He's really laid back. So, but he's still a boar. Still got to watch him. But yeah. And anyway. And that is why my fence leans so bad, which I need to get fixed at some point. As you can tell, this is why. He keeps pushing on it. He leans on it and scratches on it. Constantly does it. He's got those poles to where they move. I need to take this fence apart, get the tractor in there, and re-drill those holes and drop those down in there some more. Might even put some concrete in there. But keeping him off of them once I get it done is going to be the trick. He just pushes on that fence and that gate like crazy. All right, we got Flower here. She's I put a little bit of water over this way instead of over here, try to get her to move this direction. Make her mud wallow more this direction. But she's not really doing that. But she may. I don't know. All she has to do is start rooting it around, moving it around. She'll wallow it out. I sprayed her down a little bit. So yeah, looks like she's gonna lay there, I guess. Whatever. I need to get this electric line back up and running. Keep Pork Chop from riding the fences. He hasn't jumped up on the fences in a while, so he got zapped several times with the electric fence, and that kind of kept him from doing that. Flower's got these higher fences because she jumps the fence, so we had to put a bigger fence up. As you can tell, you can see that board in there. That's so when they have their babies, the babies can lay off in over there in the side. If you look really close, there's straw in there. Camera doesn't really want to adjust, but there's straw back in there so the babies can lay back in there. I did the same thing with petunias as well. There's a board there. Keeps the babies from getting laid on. I mean, once they come out of there and they go over there to feed off their mom, it's, you know, bets are all off, but at least that there gives them a chance. And that's all I need. Eventually, we're gonna fence all this back here all in, this whole big area here. We're gonna fence all that in. And it's just gonna be 4 foot off the fence here. That runs all the way down this back side here of this fence where the hog houses are. It's gonna be just on the other side, but it's gonna go and incorporate that whole area back there. All in for the pigs. And that's where I'm gonna put the feeders at. And that's where they'll be. I'll put their hog houses probably right here on the back side of this. So at least that's the plan. Build about 2 or 3 of those. They can pile in there. And then those temporary hog houses I made out of the ICB totes, I'll put those in there as well. At least 1 or 2 or so can fit in there until they get too big. But then it'll just be one. But at least they'll have multiple places to choose where they want to be. So that's the plans coming up in the future. Just got to get these guys figured out, especially these females and him. So we'll just have to see how things go. I will say it is going to be a hot one today, for sure. It is just almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I started out here around 10:30. It was already pretty hot, and now we're approaching 2 o'clock, and we're getting there, and it's definitely steamy today. So I got the air on inside the tractor, and we're gonna leave it that way because it's hot. That's all I can say. It does not feel good out here at all. A nice day, nice and sunny, just humid, very humid out. I'm ready for things to cool off a little bit. I'm actually ready for fall. I like fall. Fall's probably my favorite time of the year. Everything gets real nice and pretty outside. So, but yeah, I am ready for it to cool down a little bit. I'm not ready for winter, don't get me wrong. I am not ready for that. But I am definitely ready for it to cool down some. Wait for some of those nights where I can shut the semi truck off and open the windows and kick the windows open and stuff on the truck, and it feel nice and cool outside, and it feels good in the truck at the same time. So that would be nice, but we're not quite there yet. And I'm gonna go out here and get feed and stuff for the pigs, and get them all fed back up. I think the last time I fed them was what? Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. So that was 5 days ago. So go over there and get in here and the storage shed and grab up the bags. Alright, got the bags of feed in the bucket there. Now, from where I store the feed out here in this shed to where I, go to the pigs is only about 30 or 40 feet. It's not very far. And I use the tractor to haul the feed over here, and there's a reason for it. Now, I could just pick them up and carry them over, and it ain't due to laziness. But what it is due to is about a year and a half, I developed a hernia in my stomach. And I can still pick these things up, no big deal, do what I need to do, and everything like that. But, yeah, I've developed a hernia in my belly. So, therefore, anything that I can do other than work, when I'm working, it doesn't matter, I've got to do what I got to do. I got to pick chains up and, move them around and stuff like that, which is all good. Chains aren't real heavy. They're kind of a pain in the butt when I go to chain things down on the flatbed. But, I have a hernia, and I'm not picking up 40 to 50 pounds feed bags. And so in order to keep an eye on my hernia that's in my stomach here, I'll pick them up and put them in the bucket so I'm not straining myself no more than I have to, just to kind of keep the hernia from getting worse. Eventually I will have to get it fixed. Not looking forward to that. It's not horrible. It's not like super bad, but it is there. It's in my belly button. Is where it's at, and it kind of comes up a little bit higher than that, just a little bit. So it's probably about, I don't know, about that long, about that wide of an area. And it's the only spot. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. But it is there, and so that's the reason why I don't carry feed bags. I use the tractor for it because, well, why do that when the tractor can haul it and carry it and all that stuff, and I don't have to mess with it? It just makes it easier on me, and I'm not straining my guts out, if you know what I'm saying, literally. So at some point in time I will have to get it fixed, but right now I'm not too worried about it. It's okay at the moment until it's not, but we're just dealing with it until then. So that's why I don't carry those feed bags anymore, because of that. And even after I get it fixed, I'm probably not going to carry it anymore anyway. It's one of the reasons I bought the tractor, was do all the lifting and stuff like that, so this guy doesn't have to do it anymore. When I was younger, I'd pick up all kinds of stuff: car engines, differentials, big stuff. I mean big stuff that you just, a normal person shouldn't lift. I would lift it. I've always been stupid strong, and as I've gotten older, my body's like, you can't do this anymore. And trying to tell my mind that, hey, the body can't do that, it's hard to do sometimes. But things that I would lift up, I used to pick up big block Chevrolet engines. Yes, I said big blocks. And I'm not just talking just the block. I'm talking the heads, the intake, and they still had the exhaust manifolds on them, and they still had the water pumps on them. I used to just grab them things and pick them up and set them in the back of trucks. Used to do it all the time. Had plenty of my friends and family have seen me do this through the years. And some of them told me, hey, stop doing that. But in my youth, I'm like, it was no big deal. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It didn't seem that heavy. But now that I'm in my 50s, I'll just be honest, that stuff's heavy. We don't do that no more. Pork chop's hungry. He's making all kinds of noise. Yes, I hear you. See here. How am I going to do this with one hand? Probably like this. It's in there. Promise. All right. I'm going to give him a little bit more. I usually don't, but now don't be hitting that thing. There, you got 2 scoops today. Consider yourself lucky. Anyhow, he beats this thing up, and he can't, a lot of the problem is he can't get his head in there very well anymore, and there's not a whole lot I can do for him on that. Eventually I'm gonna have to get a bigger feeder, but for now I just don't have the money to do so. So he's just gonna wind up beating up on it, and I'll keep repairing it until, well, I can't repair it no more. So, all right, let's get these girls fed. All right, we got flour done. Now I just gotta get petunia done. I'm actually gonna move closer to her feeder. So I don't have to carry anything. I use the scoop, the feed scoop, to empty the bags down to where they're a lot more manageable. It's a lot nicer to do that. That way I don't have to pick up a lot of weight. So I try to do things, like I said, as easy as I can, so I don't hurt myself any more than I already have. And I'm pretty sure I know when I did it. We were lifting some heavy stuff. I believe I was doing scrap is what I was doing, scrap metal. And I was picking up some heavy things. Engine blocks and stuff like that. So I am 51 years old now. So I would have done that either before I was 50. I was probably 48, 49 when I did it. So it's been a few years. Like I said, I didn't notice the bump until about a year and a half ago. Year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, somewhere in there. And I believe we were moving scrap, and I was picking up engines and transmissions and throwing those things. It was about 48, 49 is how old I was when I did that. And I felt a pull in my gut, and I didn't think nothing of it. And I think that's when I did it. It just never knew that it did anything at that point in time until the bump showed up. So anyway, enough of that. That's why I don't lift feed bags if I ain't got to. All right, let's get Petunia fed here. She's in there sleeping. I don't know if she'll be out or not. Her feed's not exactly empty, but it ain't exactly full either. So let's this bag open here. she was out when we were watering earlier, but since then it's gotten a lot hotter. So she's taking her time. I don't blame her. It is nasty today. I'm not sure how warm it is, but it is not cool. Not like it has been. Started getting hotter. I think it was yesterday, which was Wednesday. It was pretty warm, but Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday weren't too bad. That should be, yeah, much lighter. Alright. Now I save these feed bags. My wife does crafting, and she makes like I don't know, like little bags out of these where they have handles and stuff, and she sells them, and she does a lot of craft things. She does cups and stuff like that. What are they called? Tumblers? I don't know. I don't know much about it. I just know she does it. Puts all kinds of pictures and designs on there. I told her one of these days I might need merch. But I don't know. See how that goes. Get back in here. Start this tractor back up. Whew. Feels better in here. That air conditioning comes on. Feels a lot better. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, that's all we're really doing today. I need to pull my big truck in. I gotta check the pigtail for power on it. Kept having a ABS issue on the trailer, and I know that if you lose power, constant power from the tractor to the trailer, the ABS light will come on and stay on. And I was having some problems with it, and they checked it out, and it wound up being that it was the trailer had some corrosion on it that I had, and we cleaned it off, and the ABS light never came back on. So I was driving back from Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, and I don't know, I was about 3 or 4 hours from delivery. The trailer light came on, and so we, I had to improvise to get that kind of fixed situation so I could get to my delivery. And so anyway, I never did get to check to see if I blew a fuse on my pigtail going to my trailer. So that's what I need to do to my truck, is to do that. And I was going to do it today, but it's kind of hot, and I'm thinking it's a tomorrow morning type thing. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to end this video today, and we're going to probably make another video on that tomorrow. So if you like my videos, please hit the like, share, and leave a comment. Love to hear from everybody, and we'll talk to you all later. Until next time, bye.